Good morning, guys. Please let's quickly invite others to join the live. How you do that? Let me share my screen. Okay. Let's, let's quickly notify others in your live. All right. Good morning, guys. Kindly confirm if you can hear me. Kindly confirm if you can hear me. Drop the one in the chat if you can hear me. Drop the one in the chat if you can hear me. Let's get started immediately. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Thank you, guys. Apologies for the delay. I had something very urgent to attend to, hence I had to reschedule a live. So without wasting much of our time, let's dive right into it while others join the live. Okay. Oh, all right. Thank you. Good, 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 good. Let's do this. It's a new week with a new opportunity. Great, 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 great. It's a new week with a new opportunity to milk the market. Okay, don't dwell in the loss. If you had probably taken some losses in the previous week, don't dwell in it. Okay, market comes with loads of opportunities. Okay, so don't dwell in any loss you might have taken previously. Okay, focus on new opportunity that the market is going to present. And of course, stick to your trading plan. Do not deviate from it just because you took one or two losses in the previous week. Okay, as always said, there are lots of opportunities ahead. Okay, the good thing is the goal is to be consistent, right? Be consistent with your trading plan, and that is where consistent profit, lives. Okay, so without taking much of our time, let's dive right into today's market analysis. And good morning, everyone, and welcome to T Billion Forex Academy. As you know, guys, a minute, please. Excuse me. Guys, kindly confirm if you can hear me. Drop one in the chat if you can hear me. Let's dive right into this. I'm having a little network glitch over here. This is weird. Okay. All right. All right. So sorry about that. All right. Let's continue. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to T Billion Forex Academy. If you're new here, my name is Timothy, aka T Billion, and this is our weekly live market analysis and trading session where we break down the forex markets step by step in a very practical and well structured way. Okay, we host this session every Monday and Wednesday by 9:00 a.m. West African time. And our primary focus is XAUUSD, GBPUSD, and BTCUSD, followed by other forex pairs you request in the chat. The goal of this session is to help you shape and sharpen your understanding of the smart money concept, including order block, breaker blocks, and market structure, inducement zones, as well as on price action, how you can properly read market structure, identify key order block zones, breaker block zones, as well as liquidity area, and most importantly, how you can apply this concept effectively in real market conditions. Okay, so if you're a newbie trader or an intermediate trader, or even a pro trader, stick with me as we fully clear up the analysis process. Okay, and let's look at the charts, and I think we'll start our analysis today with BTC USD. Let's quickly head to the charts. We're going to start our analysis today with BTC USD. And let's head to BTC USD. Please drop a 1 in the chat if you can see my screen. Drop a 1 in the chat if you can see my screen. Drop a 1 in the chat if you can see my screen. Drop a 1 in the chat if you can see my screen. All right, let's go. Um, so as always, first thing first, we want to establish our directional bias on the daily time frame. Okay, that's the first thing you want to do, because you just don't want to be taking trade randomly. You want to take trades in the direction of the prevailing trend, right? That's how you trade the market profitably. You want to take trade in the direction of the prevailing trend. You don't want to trade against the trend, right? You don't trade against the trend. So let's establish that fact on the daily time frame. Okay, so if we head to the daily time frame, okay, let's do this. On the daily time frame, just by drawing our trend line, right, we can tell the direction of the market. We can already tell the direction of the market, as you can see. Okay, obviously, BTC USD is bearish, as you can see. It's bearish, and we got this break of structure to the downside. Okay, we got this break of structure to the downside. This is our boss, and for this bearish trend to continue, we expect price to take out this external liquidity right here. Okay, so this is where smart money will be looking at to take the sell side liquidity. Okay, so this is what we're looking at as our external liquidity. Okay, now we've been able to establish, our directional bias. We have our external liquidity marked out, and of course, we are bearish on GBP on BTC USD. Okay, so what we want to do right now is we want to drill down to the 4H time frame and mark out our point of interest. Okay, so what are we looking at in terms of POI on BTC on the 4H time frame? Well, let's look at our market structure on the 4H time frame. Please, if you can hear me, oh, great, great. All right, thank you. Good, good. Let's continue. So on the 4H time frame, we want to identify our POIs, right? So, but then let's look at the structure, the 4H structure, so we can accurately determine our point of interest. So we got this break of structure. We got this break of structure. Got this break of structure to the downside, right? Let's make it more clearer. Okay, so we have this. We have this right here. Okay. Now we got this inducement. This is our inducement. This is our inducement right here. Now, these are all basic concepts which I expect you all to understand, of course. My students already, of course, understand how we identify our IBM or engagement. Okay, so this is our engagement, and the POI I am interested in right here is this. Again, I believe you already understand how to mark out your POI and the reason we are marking out this POI. Okay, here we go. This is our POI right here. Okay, so this is our POI or supply POI. That's our breaker block right there. Okay, so let's extend this. Okay, so price has actually tapped into our POI, but again, after tapping into the POI, we can see we got this massive bearish movement, but again, this external liquidity right here was not taken out. Okay, so I believe this internal structure is yet to deliver price to this level, right? And of course, since we are bearish, directional buyers, from the directional buyers perspective, okay, we expect this external liquidity. Instead, price will be delivered to this external liquidity basically, and price tap into this POI. We got this move, and price retraced back to this level. Now let's drill down to the 1H time frame to bridge to price action on 1H time frame and identify our entry. Okay, because price has already tapped into our POI right here. If you look at this structure very well, you would understand what is playing out there. Okay, but again, we has already tapped this POI. So what we just want to focus on is a potential continuation concept, a potential continuation pattern, right? That is what we want to focus on, so we can follow price as price is delivered down to this external liquidity. Okay. Now, when you trade SMC, you think institutional, don't think retail. Okay, as you all know, of course, as all my students knows already, that price are delivered from liquidity zones to liquidity zones, and that is how smart money trade basically. If you don't understand the concepts of liquidity, probably you need to enroll in a class, enroll with whichever mentor you want to enroll with, just to understand that key concept of liquidity, because if you don't understand liquidity, you're most likely going to be the liquidity. Okay, so we trade liquidity basically. Now we anticipate price to be delivered to this external liquidity. And again, because price has already tapped into our POI, right, we want to focus on, the continuation concepts, right? And again, if you don't understand the continuation concept, you probably want to enroll in a class to better understand this concept, right? So what we want to look out for basically on the 1H time frame for we to write this price to the downside is, let's look at the structure. Let's drill down and look at the structure. Let's look at this structure. Okay. All right. Okay. So let's see. Look at price was giving us a series of you know higher highs, higher highs, higher low, right, and higher high. So this was the last higher high the market created before we got this market structure shift right here. So we got this beautiful market structure shift right here. There's our market structure shift, our MS. Okay, MS is market shift. You know, market structure shift, market shift. We are technically the same thing. Okay, so we got this market shift right here, and after the market shift, of course, we want to Um, After the market shift, we got this what's it called? We got a POI right here, but again, as you can see, price has moved a couple of pips away from this POI, right? And to wait for price to get to this POI, we have to literally wait almost forever because price has moved a couple of pips away. So let's focus on the most recent price action. So we got a break of structure right here. Okay. Again, we are continuing. We're focusing on continuation concept to join this bearish order flow. Okay, so we got our BOS right here. Now, for this BOS, let's put out our BOS clearly so that we can correctly accurately identify our inducements. Okay, so I got this inducement right here. Okay, which price has swept the available liquidity beyond the inducement. Price has taken the available liquidity beyond the inducement right here. This is our IDM. Okay. All right. So this, of course, this is our POI. This is our POI right here. Okay. Let's just keep this right here. So this is our POI. This is our POI. All right. So what we are going to do now is patience. Okay. Don't forget that patience is what separates gamblers from pro traders. Right. So we are going to wait patiently for price, to do this. We wait for price to do this, then we write it down. So this is where we are going to be taking our trade right here. No FOMO. This is where we are taking our trade. Price didn't get to our POI, then we'll analyze, other price action that price, would have printed back then. Okay. So we are going to target, the nearest liquidity. Now I'm going to be conservative with my TP. My TP will be right here, and that is 1 is to 12.6 risk to reward ratio. Now, if you want to be very aggressive with your TP, because this is the final destination for price delivery, this is the final destination for price delivery, you can be this much aggressive. If you want to be really aggressive, this is it. You can take price all the way to the final delivery. This is price destination. Okay, so you want to take both this trade until price is fully delivered to its destination, which is this right here, and that is a 1 is to 38 risk to reward ratio. Now, the reason why I wouldn't want to be that aggressive is because there are lots of fundamentals around BTC. Okay, so there's a very high probability that BTC will turn bullish or will begin its bullish what's it called run. So for that reason, I'll be this conservative with my TP, this right here, which is also 1 is to 12.6 risk to reward ratio. That is not bad. Okay, that's not bad. If you understand BCCD, then you would know that there are loads of funds or money flowing into BTC. So for that reason, we want to be very conservative with our take profits, right, at this price level. Okay, so that is it. Again, patience is all we need at this point in time. We wait for price to come back to this price level, then we take our sell position at this price level. I will share the coordinates on the free signal telegram channel. So as soon as price taps into the zone, without hesitation, without reservation, we take our trade right away. Okay, the worst thing that can happen is for me to hit SL, and as you can see, we have a very tight SL. We're risking little for a potential massive profit. Okay, so that's how trading should be basically. Okay, so this is it on BTC USD. Now we are going to head to if you have any concern, regarding the analysis, please you can drop it in the comments, and I'll do well to go through the comments and attend to all questions as soon as possible. So this is BTC. Now let's head to GBP USD. GBP USD. So it's the process is the same. Just stick to your trading plan, right? Don't hop from strategy to strategy. That's the pathway to consistent losses. Okay, stick to your trading strategy. Ensure you've tested your strategy. You know, make it an habit. Make it an habit to always backtest your strategy. That's how you build confidence in your strategy, right? That's how you build confidence in your strategy. Make it an habit to backtest your strategy. So let's head to the daily time frame to analyze GBP USD. Now, if you look at GBP USD, you know, you can clearly see that BTC GBP USD is bearish. GBP USD is bearish. GBP USD is bearish. Please, I want to be sure I am not alone. If you are with me, drop the one on the chat, please. If you are with me, drop the one in the chat. If you are with me, drop the one in the chat. I want to be sure I'm not alone. Drop the one in the chat if you are with me. All right, beautiful. Beautiful. Let's continue. Okay, so looking at this, we are bearish on GBP USD, but again, we have um, we have our BOS right here. This is our break of structure to the downside. Okay, this is our break of structure to the downside, and this, of course, is our external liquidity. Okay, and we hmm, got another external liquidity right here. This is the buy side liquidity, and here's the sell side liquidity. So this is a massive, what's it called, liquidity. There's a massive pool of liquidity resting beyond this price level. Okay, as mentioned, this is a buy side liquidity, and we would expect price to be delivered to this what's it called, price level to sweep available liquidity, even if it might eventually continue this bearish order flow. But I can clearly see a very strong, bullish momentum on GBP USD. Don't forget, we have a market structure shift right here on the daily time frame. Okay, but again, price might still pull to this POI. right here. The price might still do this after sweeping available liquidity. Let's be very clear with this. As might do this, sweep available liquidity, then you know propagate down to this POI, then continue, you know, in the bullish what's it called, order flow, right? So we might have this kind of structure on GBPUSD, okay? But in the meantime, let's focus on the current price action. So with this, bullish on GBPUSD, okay? The directional bias on GBPUSD is bullish. Okay, so we have this structure outlined, laid out already. Let's drill down to the 4H time frame to further refine, you know, to read the 4H price action. Okay, so on the 4H time frame, what do we have? On the 4H time frame, um, let's look at the structure properly. We have our break of structure right here as from the daily time frame. Then we have so on the daily time frame, sorry, on the 4H time frame, this is our market structure shift right here, this price level. Okay, this is it right here. Yep. Why this guy becomes our BOS. Okay, so this is what we have on the 4H time frame, and of course, price has already tapped into the order block right here. Price already tapped into this order block right here, and we delivered this bullish move. So this almost to this buy side liquidity, which it is yet to take out the liquidity, and that is why being bullish on GBPUSD will anticipate that price will take out this liquidity, even if it's going to continue in its bearish order flow. It's most likely going to take out the liquidity beyond this high, okay, which is the buy side liquidity before it goes all the way down, just as previously explained on the daily time frame. Okay, so we have that, and so I would expect price to come down all the way to this, breaker block right here. Okay, so this is my point of interest. This is my point of interest. Okay, that's my point of interest. So let's drill down to the 1H time frame for our entry. Now for our entry on the 1H time frame, let's see. Let's check this. Okay, we got our inducement right here. So we have our inducements. These are inducements. All right, so this becomes our POI, right? This becomes our POI. Okay. So let's drill down to the 1H time frame for our entry. Now, so this is what I would expect on GBP USD. This is what I would expect on GBPUSD. So this is what I would expect. I would expect price to sweep this to give me something like this. So this will be our entry. We'll take our profit right here. So this is what I would expect. So until price gets to my POI, which is this, and give me a reversal in my pattern, I'm not going to trade on GBPUSD just yet. Okay, so this is what I'm looking at. This is what I'm looking at. Until this happens, I'm not going to trade GBPUSD. And if this does not happen, then I'll analyze, the new price actions. Okay, so this is my buy hat on GBPUSD. We wait patiently for this trade to be fully formed before we take our trade accordingly. Okay, please always wait for the markets to come to you before you execute or before you take your trade. Okay, so not until we have this, we are not going to take a trade on GBP USD. So that is that with GBP USD. Please, I want to be sure I'm not alone. If you're with me, drop a one in the chat. All right, so let's head to XAUUSD. On XAUUSD, let's repeat the same process right here. Okay, so so we have this break of structure right here, BOS. We have this break of structure. We have this buy side liquidity, sell side liquidity rather. We have this sell side liquidity, and if you look at this, there's a buy side liquidity here which would expect price to deliver to, which would expect price to deliver to. Okay, and on GBP USD, on XAUUSD, okay, we have a break of structure right here on the daily time frame. Sorry, a market shift in the daily time frame. Okay, okay, here we have this price has been reacting on this breaker block right here. Price has been reacting on this breaker block right here. Okay, so let's let's drill down to the 4H time frame. Now on the 4H time frame, what do we have? We have this. So on the 4H time frame, we have this. Here's our market structure sheet. This is our valid market structure sheet. This is a valid market structure sheet. Okay, so a valid market structure shift. Now this becomes a break of structure on the 4H time frame, and we also have this break of structure, which is this. Okay, so we have this break of structure right here. Now, if you look at it, price is okay. Price has tapped into this order block right here. Okay, price has tapped on the order block right there. Okay, so okay, so this is it. Now let's drill down to the 1H time frame. Price has already tapped into this 4H order block and this bullish move. Let's go down to the 1H time frame to reach the 1H price action. Okay, so now we have this. And so price tapped into this POI. Switch to this. Go to this paper structure right here. This is a bullish order block. Okay, this is the last low. The buyer has to take this low out for it to be bullish, be bearish. Okay, so what we want to do right now is we grab this paper structure to the downside. This can be the relation paper structure, proper engagement. Okay, so what we want to do on BTC on XAUUSD is I would wait patiently for price to give me this pattern. Okay, so once I get a break of structure right here, okay, then we identify our IDM and our POI, and we take our trade to the upside, right? So this is the pattern I'm expecting. So we take our trades around this, price level, and then our TP will be right at this price level. Okay, so until we're able to have that pattern, I think I'm not going to trade XAUUSD just yet. So I need something like this, right? Once we have this pattern, then we'll take the buy to the upside. Okay. For a bearish flow, I would rather look for, wait for price to take out this low before I might want to consider selling gold. Okay. This was the last break of structure into this breaker block and price. So we got this market shift right here. Okay, let's look at this structure. So we got the market shift right here. Got the market shift here. And got a market shift right here. And this is our inducement. This is our inducement. So this is our inducement. This is our inducement. Okay. So this becomes our point of interest. This is where I might want to sell gold if gold comes to this, price level. So yeah, so we want to take this all the way to this. All the way to this. And we have yeah. So right here we can short gold and short gold right here. Keep our SL very tight. Okay. Then we target this low. Okay. So this is what I'm looking at for gold. This is what I'm looking at for gold. Okay. We can sell at this price level. Then we buy if gold give us this pattern. Okay. So this is my buyers on gold. This is my buyers on gold. I'm going to drop this on the free signal telegram channel. If you're not on the free signal telegram channel, please do well to join the free signal telegram channel. I'll drop all setup on the free signal telegram channel. And as soon as the setup we're waiting for to fully mature or to fully play out, then we are going to as well, we're going to drop it there for everyone. Okay. And as soon as the trades plays out, I'll drop the signal there as well. Okay. So this is basically my buyer zone: GBPUSD, XAUUSD, and BTCUSD. Okay, so I think that wraps it up for today's market analysis. Today's key lesson, as always, is your directional bias first within the market structure. You identify, the key order block zones at the POIs, right? Order block zones, breaker block zones, right? Then your entries. Okay. So please, if this session has added value to you, don't forget to like the stream, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss our live trading sessions. Okay. I'll be back again on Wednesday at 9:00 a.m. West African time. Until then, stay active on the Free Signal Telegram channel. Trade smart, protect your capital. I'll see you in the next session. Peace out, guys.